Hi, it's Sue. Thanks for joining me as we continue our journey through the book of Jeremiah and the major and minor prophets. Today I'm reading for August 13th, Jeremiah 4 through 6. Verse 1. If you will return, Israel, says Yahweh, if you will return to me, and if you will put away your abominations out of my sight, then you will not be removed, and you will swear, as Yahweh lives in truth, in justice, and in righteousness. The nations will bless themselves in him, and they will glory in him. For Yahweh says to the men of Judah and to Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and don't sow among thorns. Circumcise yourselves to Yahweh, and take away the foreskin of your heart, you men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my wrath go out like a fire, and burn so that no one can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. Declare in Judah and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow the trumpet in the land. Cry aloud and say, assemble yourselves. Let's go into the fortified cities. Set up a standard toward Zion. Flee for safety. Don't wait, for I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction. A lion has gone up from his thicket and a destroyer of nations. He is on his way. He has gone out from his place to make your land desolate, that your cities be laid waste without inhabitant. For this, clothe yourselves with sackcloth, lament and wail, for the fierce anger of Yahweh hasn't turned back from us. It will happen at that day, says Yahweh, that the heart of the king will perish along with the heart of the princes. The priests will be astonished, and the prophets will wonder. Then I said, Ah, Lord Yahweh, surely you have greatly deceived this people in Jerusalem, saying you will have peace, whereas the sword reaches to the heart. At that time it will be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a hot wind from the bare heights in the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to winnow, nor to cleanse. A full wind from these will come for me. Now I will also utter judgments against them. Behold, he will come up as clouds, and his chariots will be as the whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe to us, for we are ruined. Jerusalem, wash your heart from wickedness, that you may be saved. How long will your evil thoughts lodge within you? For a voice declares from Dan and publishes evil from the hills of Ephraim. Tell the nations, behold, publish against Jerusalem. Watchers come from a far country and raise their voice against the cities of Judah. As keepers of a field, they are against her all around, because she has been rebellious against me, says Yahweh. Your way and your doings have brought these things to you. Let me repeat that line again. Your way and your doings have brought these things to you. This is your wickedness, for it is bitter, for it reaches to your heart. See, they had been warned. Don't go that way. You're going to get in trouble. Do things this way, not that way. That way leads to death. But they didn't listen. Verse 19, my anguish, I am pained at my very heart. My heart trembles within me. I can't hold my peace because you have heard, oh, my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Destruction on destruction is decreed, for the whole land is laid waste. Suddenly my tents are destroyed and my curtains gone in a moment. How long will I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? So I wonder if Isaiah was like, what if he was having these open visions of these things, or dreams, or all of the above, you know? But he definitely saw the invasion. It says, for my people are foolish, they don't know me. They are foolish children, and they have no understanding. They are skillful in doing evil, but they don't know how to do good. I saw the earth, and behold, it was waste and void, and the heavens, and had no light. I saw the mountains, and behold, they trembled, and the hills moved back and forth. I saw, and behold, there was no man, and all the birds of the sky had fled. I saw, and behold, the fruitful field and a wilderness, and all its cities were broken down at the presence of Yahweh, before his fierce anger. For Yahweh says, the whole land will be a desolation, yet I will not make a full end. For this the earth will mourn, and the heavens will above be black, because I have spoken it, I have planned it, I have not repented, neither will I turn back from it. Every city flees for the noise of the horsemen and archers. They go into the thickets and climb up on the rocks. Every city is forsaken, and not a man dwells therein. You, when you are made desolate, what will you do? Though you clothe yourselves with scarlet, though you deck yourself with ornaments of gold, though you enlarge your eyes with makeup and make yourselves beautiful in vain, your lovers despise you, they seek your life. For I have heard the voice as a woman in travail, the anguish as of her who gives birth to her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion, who gasps for breath, who spreads her hands, saying, woe is me now, for my soul faints before the murderers. Chapter 5. Run back and forth through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know, and seek in its wide places. If you can find a man, if there is any one who does justly, who seeks truth, then I will pardon her. Though they say, Ah, Yahweh lives, surely they swear falsely. O Yahweh, don't your eyes look on truth? You have stricken them, but they were not grieved. You have consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Then I said, Surely these are poor, they are foolish, they don't know Yahweh's way, nor the law of their God. I will go to the great men and speak to them, for they know the way of Yahweh and the law of their God. But these with one accord have broken the yoke and burst the bonds. Therefore a lion out of the forest will kill them, a wolf of the evenings will destroy them, a leopard will watch against their cities. Everyone who goes out there will be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many and their backsliding has increased. How can I pardon you? Your children have forsaken me and sworn by what are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, they committed adultery and assembled themselves in troops at the prostitutes' houses. They were as fed horses roaming at large. Everyone neighed after his neighbor's wife. Shouldn't I punish them for these things, says Yahweh? Shouldn't my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Go up on her walls and destroy, but don't make a full end. Take away her branches, for they are not Yahweh's. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, says Yahweh. They have denied Yahweh and said, it is not he. Evil won't come on us. We won't see sword or famine. The prophets will become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus it will be done to them. Therefore Yahweh the God of armies says, Because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words in your mouth fire, and this people wood, and it will devour them. Behold, I will bring a nation on you from far away, house of Israel, says Yahweh. It's a mighty nation, it's an ancient nation, a nation whose language you don't know and don't understand what they say. Their quiver is an open tomb. They are all mighty men. They will eat up your harvest and your bread, which your sons and daughters should eat. They will eat up your flocks and your herds. They will eat your vines and your fig trees. They will beat down your fortified cities, which you trust with the sword. But even in those days, says Yahweh, I will not make a full end of you. It will happen when you say, Why has Yahweh our God done all these things? Then you shall say to them, Just as you have forsaken me and served foreign gods in your land, so you will serve strangers in a land that is not yours. Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear this now, foolish people without understanding, who have eyes and don't see, and have ears and don't hear. Don't you fear me, says Yahweh? Won't you tremble at my presence, who have placed the sand for the bound by the sea, by a perpetual decree that it can't pass it? Though its waves toss themselves, yet they can't prevail. Though they roar, they still can't pass over it. But this people has a revolting and rebellious heart. They have revolted and gone. They don't say in their heart, Let's now fear Yahweh our God, who gives rain, both the former and the latter, in its season, who preserves to us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have held good from you. For wicked men are found among my people. They watch as fowlers lie in wait. They set a trap. They catch men as a cage full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they have become great and grow rich. They have grown fat. They shine, yes, they excel in deeds of wickedness. They don't plead the cause of the fatherless, that they may prosper, and they don't defend the rights of the needy. Shouldn't I punish for these things, says Yahweh? Shouldn't my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? An astonishing and horrible thing has happened in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests rule by their own authority, and my people love to have it. So what will you do in the end of it? Chapter 6, last one. Flee for safety, you children of Benjamin, out of the middle of Jerusalem. Blow the trumpet in Tekoa and raise up a signal in Beth Hakerem, for evil looks out from the north with a great destruction. I will cut off the beautiful and delicate one, the daughter of Zion. Shepherds with their flocks will come to her. They will pitch their tents against her all around. They will feed everyone in his place. Prepare war against her. Arise. Let's go up at noon. Woe to us, for the day declines, for the shadows of the evening are stretched out. Arise. Let's go up by night, and let's destroy her palaces. For Yahweh of armies said, Cut down trees and cast up a mound against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is wholly oppressed within herself. As a well produces its water, so she produces her wickedness. Violence and destruction is heard in her. Sickness and wounds are continually before me. Be instructed, Jerusalem, lest my soul be alienated from you, lest I make you a desolation, an uninhabited land. Yahweh of armies says, they will thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel like a vine. Turn again your hand as a grape gatherer to the baskets. To whom should I speak and testify, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they can't listen. Behold, Yahweh's word has become a reproach to them. They have no delight in it. Therefore I am full of Yahweh's wrath. I am weary with holding it in. Pour it out on the children in the street and on the assembly of the young men together, for even the husband with the wife will be taken, the aged with him who is full of days. Their houses will be turned to others, and their fields and their wives together, for I will stretch out my hand on the inhabitants of the land, says Yahweh. For from their least even to their greatest everyone is given to covetousness. From the prophet even to the priest everyone deals falsely. They have healed also the hurt of my people superficially, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? No, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they will fall among those who will fall. When I visit them, they will be cast down, says Yahweh. Yahweh says, stand in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk in it. I set watchmen over you, saying, listen to the sounds of the trumpet. But they said, we will not listen. Therefore hear, you nations, and know, congregation, what is among them. Hear, earth, behold, I will bring evil on this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not listened to my words, and as for my law, they have rejected it. To what purpose does frankincense from Sheba come to me, the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, and your sacrifices are not pleasing to me. Therefore Yahweh says, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people. The fathers and the sons together will stumble against them. The neighbors and his friend will perish. Yahweh says, behold, a people comes from the north country. A great nation will be stirred up from the uttermost parts of the earth. They take hold of bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy. Their voices roar like the sea, and they ride on horses. Everyone set in array as a man to the battle against you, daughter of Zion. We have heard its report, our hands became feeble. Anguish has taken hold of us, and pains as of a woman in labor. Don't go out into the field or walk by the way, for the sword of the enemy and terror are on every side. Daughters of my people, clothe yourselves with sackcloth and wallow in ashes. Mourn as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the destroyer will suddenly come on us. I have made you a tester of metals and a fortress among my people, that you may know and try their way. They are all grievous rebels, going around to slander. They are bronze and iron, all of them deal corruptly. The lead is consumed in the fire. In vain they go on refining, for the wicked are not plucked away. Men will call them rejected silver, because Yahweh has rejected them. That's it for today's reading. Till tomorrow, shalom, shalom.